Oh man, this song. I'm gonna listen to it for a second. Okay. First, let's talk to Kaishir. It was the folks over at the Crystarium that told me you'd be down at Journey's Head. And luckily for me, you still were, running around after people's tiring work. Well, not here seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. It's probably going to be something goofy, but then end up turning into something very, very serious. Yep, there she is. Ma'am, it's raining. You should come inside.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I just wanted to see you.
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
And what is it gonna be?
Alone? What of Master Chai?
Where is he?
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Golg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
They're gonna try and select him.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility.
Makes sense.
Nevertheless, Eulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Yes.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice.
She might be a little biased, though.
Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced.
Right, because he needs his ego stroked like crazy, or else he becomes,
But perhaps I was too
not too
forceful
good.
in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee?
Maybe. I wouldn't deny his character would do that.
Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife.
But yeah, I
There
think
has
at
to
the
be
end
some
of the
other reason
day,
for his absence.
at the end of the day, he would come back and do it.
You truly think so?
There's probably more to this that meets the eye.
What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I mean, we did get word that he was in Amarang at, I mean, he would definitely consider it, but I don't think he would actually do it without a good reason.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Also, you should probably get inside. It's a bit wet out here. I wonder what actually happened. You know, Eulmore's nothing like I thought it'd be, but somehow I can't picture going anywhere else. The Chais are part of it, I suppose. They've been good to me. I only wish there was something more I could do to help them. A notable absence. For all his comforting words, Alphinaud is plainly troubled by Master Chai's sudden disappearance. It makes no sense for Master Chai to leave without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I am sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Well, time for a standard investigation. Standard FF14 investigation. Gotta question the locals and all that. Master Chai, It's Rowena. But in the first she's called Malwyn. Come on, where's a better picture than that? Yep, that's her. She just doesn't have the red eyeliner. Anyway. Master Chai, why yes, I spoke with him recently. Though, I recall he was in a rather dour mood. Concerned about Eulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord of Authry's apparently inexhaustible stores of meal, and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendor, it's the Boutique of Splendors, will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Eulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. To exchange with Malwyn has taught you about the stagnant state of business in Eulmore. Let's see, where's the rest of the people? Gotta go down. Okay, and that makes sense as to why we unlock Kaishir's custom deliveries, because that will make it so that we have the House of Splendors unlocked in Eulmore, and we can do collectible stuff here. I mean, we met Geralt's version. The first version of Geralt earlier. Or toward the end of MSQ. Or 5.0. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while, after his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord of Authry, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. No, not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the errors of our ways. I think I see what happened. He probably got kidnapped by the people that weren't too happy about Authry being deposed. Anyway, Funding permitting, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts and Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Eulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Calusia as well, and I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. You exchanged with Cornany has taught you about the perilous state of Eulmore's defenses. Let's see, where's the last guy? Over here? Oh, that's not a door. Well, it is a door, but it's not the way I thought. Huh? What? Is he just gonna hang there for all eternity? No, I won't just eat them already. Sure, they're useless, but useless. What with not being able to lay eggs and all. But we're friends now. Who are these people? Of course we're still here. Can't leave while there are people in need. That's... Honestly, I don't remember who these people are. Am I supposed to know who they are? I recall a man fitting the description. Asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from Bright. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts. And you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing. There was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself. Something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed out about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements as well, and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gate Town when I last saw him. You exchanged with Hathenbet has taught you the poor living conditions of Calusia's downtrodden. Interesting. So he probably did leave, but it seems like there's a lot more to this than might be obvious. Or than it might seem at first. Any luck? I got nowhere myself, but it sounds like Alphanode might have. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. Doesn't everyone? They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Eulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Yeah, that doesn't seem like... I mean, obviously you're gonna want business, but isn't there a huge class divide with these people? I doubt that he would want the low class to engage in his establishment. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Eulmore, I mean, not the bee. No, I think he's got big plans for that there too. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? For the people. With furrowed brow, Alphanode carefully considers where best to look next. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Eulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical, then, that having consulted with... Well, consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Berlian, if you would go and make inquiries and write, I shall do likewise. In Stillade, Gatetown I leave to you, Kaishir. Yeah, because Kaishir is, the Gatetown is the place right outside, right? That would be the best for Kaishir. And then Alpha Node being in, I forget where he said, that's where he spent a lot of time. And then we spent a bit of time in Wright. Fair enough. Where should we meet after we've finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to me to be this next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. But if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. Let's see, let's head on over to Wright then. Anyway, let's talk to Haste a lot. No, the name doesn't ring any bells. But there was a rather dapper-looking Mystil gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Eulmore, or rather, the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of meal, and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vothri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needed to tell you what happened when the Senators came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothri's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Eulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend, Chai-Nuzz, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, but he left soon after, and that was that. Interesting. Let's head on to the top and meet up with Alpha Node and Kaishir. Let's see what Alpha Node and Kaishir have dug up. Turns out Master Chai was over in Gatetown too. He spoke to a few of the residents apparently. They told me they'd never seen a posh bloke look so miserable. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gatetown as well, did he? I see. Kaishir and I gleamed much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Calusia, the only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may yet catch up with him. This is Amity, right? I mean, yeah, that's Amity. The text is hidden behind all of the side quest icons. But let's see, it looks like we caught up with him. Hey man, your wife's worried sick. Brilliant, Alpha Node, Kaishir, whoops. We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word, and bade us return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter in her chambers, for her in our chambers, though I suppose she could have overlooked it. And when she gets an idea in her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told that you have been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Calusia. That much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. Wouldn't he be able to use the role as mayor to secure those resources, though? I see, and you believed said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of many inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such a forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. Is the person going to be the person the artist that they threw out, or is that Kai-Shir? Or is it going to be Alpha Node? Whatever you need, you can count on us. We believe you and you, Master Chai. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted to do was to make it into Eulmore. But the dream's gone now. Bursts like a bubble. Or a boil, more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphanode, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most of my days in a daze, but you've been running up and down, trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Eulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help. Properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. You've given me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come, then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Eulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I am here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man, exactly? And are you certain he is here in Amity? Brendan is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided this time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothry's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was his left, and between them they kept Eulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal then. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression on him. I am certain he will be willing to talk to us. Okay, let's talk to Tristal. A backflip is a forward dash if you use it right. I reckon Eulmore could learn a thing or two from Amity about standing on its own 2 feet. Then again, so could I. According to Master Chai, this Rendon fellow occupied a position of considerable influence in the Eulmoran leadership. Which begs the question, why did he choose to leave? I realize it was me who suggested speaking to Tristal, but who's to say he will be any more receptive than Rendon? Why should any of them give me the time of day? Bah, that's no way to think. ignore me. Greetings, friend. And to you too, Master Chai. I presume you are here to ask about Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vothri gone, Eulmore wants for leadership. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel, in hope that we could build a better Eulmore together. And that is still my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Eulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and a little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Eulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. Interesting. I can see it in your eyes, in the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him Eulmore has the resolve to change. Resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not ever a maybe. Not even a maybe. Where the heck is Pit 8? Well, apparently it's Pit 8. So he didn't like that. He felt like Chai-Nuzz was not committed to the cause.
Well, well, it's you again.
Like his pink
I see
hair.
You've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
Ooh.
I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Eulmoreans. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vothri's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vothri. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Eulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vothri was creating. And so I left my homeland behind.
That's what I thought would have happened.
But you, Chai-Nuzz, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vothri's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. This much I will say. It is my hope that Eulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Eulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with VOR3. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on.
He's really thought about this.
But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Eulmore for the people.
A Eulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Eulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Well, that's his first task. But I'd say that's a pretty good turnout. People cannot be brought together on the strength of high ideals alone. This I know from painful experience. I'll bet he does. Rendon was right to demand proof of Master Chai's commitment. Imagine it, a Eulmore that even a bloke like me could help to build. It remains to be seen if his words will translate into deeds, but I shall endeavor to keep an open mind. Right then, is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems of Eulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Yeah. Ah, yes. Meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative food stores are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not likely to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. I think he's already considered this. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another, that of production. Go on. For the present, Eulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated. This means their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we rekindle relationships with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My. Think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes. It begins as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the peoples of Eulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chai-Nuzz. I have? Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose to use the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should dramatically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stoneworks closed... Nice, he doesn't know. But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago without a ready supply of necessary equipment. The people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I am quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. He's just looking at me. I don't like the way he's looking at me, like I'm gonna have to do a bunch of work. But yeah, that seemed like the task that he was working towards in the first place. One of the reasons that he left. Do you see it? There is a fire in Master Chai's eyes that was not there when we first met. A fire we had best keep kindled if we wish to see Eulmore change for the better. That Rendon geezer doesn't seem so bad. What was Master Chai worried about? He's not to give himself a bit more credit. You had a hand in constructing that giant Talos to the north, didn't you not? When the Eulmoran volunteers began arriving, I hid myself away. Okay, that's why we didn't see him. Lest I be recognized, thus depriving myself of what I reliably informed was a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. Finding good help. Chai-Nuzz's look of steely determination is only slightly undermined by the knocking of his knees. Okay. Rendon is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have. Which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned Talos which wander the wilds of Calusia. That's right, we've seen them wandering around here. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. Oh, that's a good idea. Might as well, I mean, we should take advantage of the resources we have around us. As he just said, we can't just rebuild the Talos from scratch. That would take a lot of work, but we see a bunch of those. Why can't we try and repurpose them? You know, there are so many people that I've seen that just complain about a story because it, quote, has too much talking, and I will never understand that. That's not true. There are cases where it's just a bunch of sitting around talking and not anything interesting. But if you actually listen It's usually pretty interesting. It is one thing to prepare an immobile Talos, as Urianger did, but quite another to catch one, surely. Does this not sound a trifle dangerous? I mean, Elfnode, are you the one that's going to be doing it, or am I the one that's going to be doing it? How do you catch a Talos, then? Dig a hole and lure it in? So he is an authority on Talos, is he? What other surprises could he be hiding, I wonder? Ha! The old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dashingly potent insulating powder capable of halting the flow of aether in a Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let it fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Eulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it is high time we learned to stand on our own two feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. Having Kai-Shir help Wang out wouldn't be a problem, because he's Eulmorean, right? Or, well, he's not Eulmorean, he left Eulmore, or rather, was kicked out of Eulmore. That's as may be, Kai-Shir, but Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my Harbreeden schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say that the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yes, well, it should go without saying, I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kai-Shir says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. I would ask that you use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could be in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Stoke nod. Good. Then let's be off to the quick way through the north gate and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. Stayed up too late last night. Oh, right here. Keep a lookout for dangers and alert Chai-Nuzz when it is safe to incapacitate a Talos. You may move the spyglass as well as zoom in and out. Point to the spyglass at Chai-Nuzz and give him the signal to sneak near the Talos with left click. Okay. Well, it's when he turns his back, I assume. Oh, I should have tried failing. I did it? I did it! Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Oops. Oops. Okay, he's just gonna run back. Failed. I've never seen a message that short, have I? Oh well, let's try again. Nice and easy. Skip the cutscene this time. So I need to make sure that none of them are facing him. Okay, they're turned away. Oh, that was probably a chance. Oh, okay. They give you a really big opportunity window to click on him. Is it gonna be the same cutscene? I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. You may leave the next one to me, Brilliant. Are you sure about that? Probably do a Hail Mary throw from here. Haha, that should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. I was gonna say, I bet he has 3 Talos walking behind him. Blimey. I thought my heart was going to stop for a moment there. Make that a couple moments. Our friend returned with nary a scratch. Well done. It would seem I misjudged, Master Chai. There may be yet hope for Eulmore. I can scarcely believe it. It was reckless. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Eulmore's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by your extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Eulmore. I thank you for your vote of confidence. But the fact remains, I am wholly ignorant to the world of politics. Which is why I would ask you to join me, and grant Eulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Eulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands. Would you not agree? We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you're tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick. This is going to be pretty funny when we walk up with 3 Talos and everybody is terrified.
Right then, form a line and make for Eulmore.
Okay, is this gonna be an instance fight? Because it's playing battle music. Or is it just supposed to be like an epic moment?
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard! Stay back! All of you!
This is a normal response.
Is that?
Oh no. I have to listen to her some more. She is a bit annoying.
You're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see. I can't.
This is some Hildebrand humor here.
Oh, oh dear.
People are getting mad because they have to do Hildebrand for Hildebrand relics. Like, this is the kind of humor you get in that. It's funny.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
I mean, in a way it is cute, but it's also kind of annoying.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Cool. I think this might be near the end of 5.1. Then I'll need to check on, oh no. This is funny. Oh no, it's just gonna do it again. It's terrified. Poor Chai-Nuzz. Thank you again for finding my husband. I confess, I was not expecting your return to be quite so grand. That dear, sweet man, he is going to make a most wonderful mayor. I just know it. I dare say the future of Eulmore has never looked brighter. Sorry, I wasn't much help. Still, seeing Master Chai go after those Talos was something, eh? Inspiring stuff. I'm fine. I'm fine. I just need a moment. That was quite a reception. One Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread around Eulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural address. I think we're almost done with 5.1. Let me actually look. Where is it? This is Shadowbringers. Yeah, that's... I don't need that anymore. Okay, yeah, we've got 2 more quests. Moving forward. Despite the butterflies in his stomach, Chai-Nuzz is prepared to address the masses. No need to fret, Brillian. I've never felt better. Not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Eulmore. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kaishir, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. It goes without saying, I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend. Assuming she's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the crowned lift will show you up. Well, let's head on over to Eulmore. This has been pretty good. I've enjoyed 5.1. And it's addressed two of the outstanding issues that was left with, the main Shadowbringers stuff. Okay, absolute Chadden. Show us to the top. Ah yes, Master Chai told us to expect you. The Emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizen and non-citizen. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, miss.
Go on, dear.
She's got really blue eyes.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Eulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Vothri's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Eulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Vothri. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Eulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthry must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Eulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength for Eulmore!
Good speech. I gotta give the Xenos clap. That was great. The city of final pleasures, they used to call this place, back when the world was ending. But now I hope it will become the city of new endeavors. That's a good way of saying it. Wasn't he simply wonderful? Seeing him take charge of the room as he did. Oh, it reminds me why it fell for him in the first place. Now our work can begin in earnest. I very much look forward to seeing this Eulmore for the people. Seeing everyone come together like that, it was beautiful. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all this, it is that change begins with the individual. 'Tis but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Eulmorans can, It shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all of these changes possible. You better not. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which the city stands. We gonna get a big statue? I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that we have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It is too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I must prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Who dis? Ah, okay. Yes, of course, sir. Haven't bit. Aye, that's me. I liked your speech, but there's folk outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting their crumbs. If you're planning to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Oh, that's great. Then we have much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Brillian. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Eulmore's future was secured, but it is clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. So, Alphinode's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here. With my friends, in paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better is taking its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Eulmore for the people Master Chai has been going on about ain't gonna build itself, after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I'm happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how to do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step.